Chris here with Work To Game, and we are back for round 2. I spent the day kind of tweaking my settings and taking care of some things outside of game, and I look at that frame rate. Look at that tasty frame rate. That's the best frame rate we've had in a while, so that's kind of a big deal. And we're going to deposit all of our reagents, and I don't think that grabbed all of them. So I may have to manually deposit them from here on out. I don't know how to increase your reagent section. I would like it to continue grabbing these, if it wouldn't mind. Just so I'm sure what I do and don't need. I'm not actually sure what I do and don't need. I think that's it. Yes. Perfect. I plan on leveling a lot of professions next expansion, and some of them are going to be on new characters, so I'm just trying to start stockpiling things, because when prices start to increase, I'd rather just have piles of stuff laying around for kind of low-level crafts, so that I don't have to spend Battle for Azeroth resources when I'm in those proper level ranges. What's going on, Brian? Is that really you, or is that the previous chat from before? Doesn't reset necessarily. I guess I could probably refresh the page. So this is going to automatically gather for a little bit, and that's going to just go ahead, and I have 323 more things. Look at all these green items. Tasty green items. This is from, most of this is from transmog running that I did. So you're going to see a lot of BRD. What's going on? How's your afternoon going? I could make sure I'm in some Discord in case you're not doing anything. There we go. Go ahead and grab that. Hey Playmate, how are you? How is your day going? We finally got our frame rate up. I mean, it still struggles when it's gathering, but that's not atypical, because I'm not really worried about graphics processing while I'm trying to gather mail. What is exciting is that I'm seeing it get up into the 50s again. What I had to do was I had to go into my settings and I had to drop everything to recommended and then lower my resolution a little. I assume as they patch it, I'll be able to up it quite a bit more. But I basically just dropped to the recommended minimum settings. There we go. So if I close this real quick, it should just jump right up there. So 53, 54, yeah. So it's because it was a background application. So it's not pulling as much as it could. I've got a ton of stuff to list here. Alright. That's fine for now. I can do that off stream. No big deal. Let's jump on over. So what we did this morning was I took out all of my Draenor daily tasks. I also took out pretty much all of my Legion stuff. The world quests are hard to do because right now they actively are blocking the add-ons that tracked it, but the problem is people have gotten so reliant on those that then the native thing doesn't seem to be working correctly. So I'm really just going to start working on my quest logs here. And so we need to head to Mount High Jaw, which means that I need to head to Shrine of Avanya. And actually, I think Mount High Jaw is just north of me. Yeah, let's just fly manually. If it's a far flight, I actually prefer to take a flight path because it's just easier. It's just lazier. It automatically deals with elevation changes, and you can just kind of like sit there, totally free hands. And let's see if there's anything else going on. My add-ons are all now working again. I have all my add-ons enabled. Everything seems to be updated. If we open my frame rate again, like I'm back in the 50s. The 50s is perfectly acceptable. We have an auction house dance party set at 12 a.m. this Sunday. I don't know what that is or how often those happen, but it does kind of make me want to see that. I don't know what that is. Next week is Legion Dungeon event begins. Okay. Okay. PvP Brawl. Yeah, see, I'm getting stuck on the ceiling of this zone, but, like, I have to go up. So, as soon as we get close to these mountains, it'll start letting me up. And my bird will stop making that nasty noise. Battleground bonus event. We've been doing the Battleground bonus event. That doesn't... It awards honor at an increased rate. It was still shockingly slow this morning. I did pick this morning to try to pick up level 4 by just going straight up into these. I think you're still better off looking up the Warden Towers and going and clearing those. That just seems to make more sense. So, I'm really happy with the frame rate here. Even with the zone change there, it only dropped to 30 for a second. That's a good sign for BFA. I mean, over the next week, it'd be nice to see it. Somebody in my guild just got their 80th Exalted Reputation. Very nice. I was a little, you know, I mean, you get nervous. Like, I know they have several weeks, so I knew they'd fix it, like, in the back of my, you know, my being. And then instead, like, my stomach was just like, but what if they don't? But what if they don't get it fixed? What if it's something that is due to compatibility with, like, my exact graphics card or whatever, and they're just like, well, sorry, we can't fix it for that group of people. So, I mean, I have an AMD, nice, big, powerful card. It's not as powerful as what people put in PCs, because typically Macs run a little more efficient on their graphics cards, so you don't have to spend quite as much money. But it runs great, and it handles things like a boss. I'm very happy with it. Graphics cards are expensive, so... There we go. Let's talk to the crystal here. Great. I don't know what these quests are or what they're doing. I don't want to drop any of them because I don't know where they came from. Sultan killed Jaden. We're going to go ahead and abandon any Draenor quests today, even though I probably just picked them up this morning. Just because I want to get my quest log as clean as possible. Pressing the attack. I know I picked these up this morning with the intention of doing them, but... Rumble in the jungle. Alright. This has to be done. Retrieve the heart of Zin Asari from Eye of Ashara on Mythic difficulty. So for that we'll have to go and do a Dungeons and Raids, Mythic Dungeons. I need to do Eye of Ashara. So I don't have a key for that. So I can't do that yet. I need to find somebody who does have a key for it. Find some Legion recipes. I could go get... I have Turf. What I don't have is Surf. I'm still getting some errors with TSM. You're going to go out and get a plum. Alright. You know, I mean, sometimes we just got to go on plum runs. That makes sense. Alright, so let's look this up. Legion, Surf, and Turf. Great. Meanwhile, I can go ahead and start loading up Dalaran. And we're going for Suramar, Surf, and Turf. And I just need to know where the crab is. I got this on my monk, but that obviously doesn't help my druid. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Comments. There. Surf drops from Deepwater Spikeback. And those are going to be anywhere out in this little water area. Right there. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. Just head to Suramar. That'll be a quick run north. Yeah, so TSM's still kind of struggling. And that'll allow this character to start on Nomi. This is my main character, so I'd prefer to still have all the Nomi recipes kind of eventually. I've been saving up quite a bit of kind of random ingredients that I've been finding. So that should help me at least get all those. I probably still am going to be short when it comes to farming certain ores, the laystone ore or whatever that can be fed into Nomi. Yeah, see, that's still struggling. I've got a fair number of pet charms still. I dumped a large number of add-ons. It's not, I mean, it's not slowing down the game though. Like they're just telling me, hey, do you mind if we shut off all of your add-ons? Yes, I mind. If they want to say a specific add-on is causing like a hang-up, then tell me and I'll shut off that one add-on. But to tell me you want to shut off all of my add-ons, no thank you. I'll take my chances. So it should be out here. There should be some little crab guys. This is also a good chance to kind of run through and there should be some Warden Towers. I think there's a Warden Tower up here somewhere, if I remember correctly. Because there's not any marker on my map telling me where the world quests are, I could try disabling any world quest tracker add-ons, since those probably need to be uninstalled anyway. World quest tracker. Shut that off. Reload UI. See if that fixes it. See if it's like overriding the default, and so that's why I'm not getting anything. It could be that simple. It is that simple. Okay. There they are. That's the default ones. That's what they look like. So I don't see any others up, but that's a good sign. So if we go up to Stormheim, see if any others show up. Well, yeah. Okay, perfect. So we'll deal with that in a second. Looks like there's a Nightfallen one here for activating some pylons. Do I need Suramar? Court of Sargatanas, Argush and Reach. No, it's not going to do anything for me. So if the pylons are like wide out in the open here, then that's intriguing, but how do I untrack it? I want to untrack you. I regret clicking on it. Oh, now I have to do it. Alright. I don't know how to untrack it. Do I shift click? Yeah, shift click. Okay. Oh, there's a rare spawn up. One it looks like I've already killed. So I don't see a reason to worry about that. We can still activate these pylons. Looks like they're way down here. Blast this guy at the bottom of the sea here. Would I like to start Loot Appraiser? Yeah, I'd love Loot. If Loot Appraiser's working, yeah, let's do it. Doesn't look like Loot Appraiser's working though. Okay, are these the pylons? Yes. Ooh, they're tiny little things. They're like little like stools you'd see in like a bathroom. That was the eastern pylon, so I probably need to head south. Oh my gosh, these guys are so annoying with the slow. Movement speed reduced by 50% over and over and over. I'm just trying to swim here. Leave me alone. Trade Skill Master window's still struggling, so Trade Skill Master doesn't seem ready to run full time. I assume that's a pretty big add-on to update. So that seems to be where all my errors are coming from. And Loot Appraiser I don't think can run without it. I think it's dependent on that, so I would think that's why the Loot Appraiser session's not working. Alright, we're looking for a little like bathroom stool, I assume. Yeah, there it is. I see it. So let's go ahead and grab that. Got it. Okay. And now we're going to go grab west. Man, these are annoying. The problem is, like, if I kill them, it's not going to stop me from pulling the next thing. So, like, unless I want to sit here and go in combat to combat to combat, you have to just keep running. So if I track this, I think it'll hopefully automatically tell me a little better about where the west one is. Because that I don't know. Looks like we've got a big old nasty guy here who's questionable in whether or not I can take him on. He's got level skull on him, on his face there. I don't really know what level he is, but I do know that I don't have any interest in taking him on. So let's stay nice and low compared to him. He's a vicious whale shark. I don't think that's how whale sharks work. I'm pretty sure whale sharks are pretty tame. That's why you can go swimming with them. Alright. And there we go. I see it. I see the little bathroom stool. Opening. Activated. So now let's head north. Looks like they can stack their movement speed debuffs and can really just make this absolutely painful. Give up! I have no interest in fighting you. Alright. Don't see the stool yet. There it is. Straight ahead. I've got my render distances turned down because that was really helping the frame rate increase. You guys gonna seriously interrupt? Thank you. Okay. Now, I'm looking for some crabs. I think it's these crabs here, the coastal spikebacks. These are what I need. So we're going to go ahead and kill that one. Ignore all this other stuff, because I don't really care. Next. Are you guys being serious right now? Just stop. They're getting annoying. At this point, they could, like, actually do damage because they're stacking everything. Everybody happy? You good? Oh, I mischanged my update my skills. Alright. Great. Perfect. I can go back to Dalaran after, next chance I get. That should give me the rest of my rotation. I couldn't remember what my skills were, so I just kind of picked some to, like, get back into the game. There it is. Surf. Surf plus turf. Food fusion. Creates a recipe. Ignore. It does look like we're going to have to shut off Trade Skill Master because it's still not ready. It would help if it would stop tossing Lua errors so I could shut it off. Add-ons, and so what we'll do is we'll go down here and shut this off. And Trade Skill Master. Reload UI. Boom. Alright. Hopefully that causes less issues. I don't know what this rarity thing is. Like, it did. I don't feel like it used to have that little thing before. So, I guess thank you. Now, what's next? Good recipes, so I have to go back now. So now's a good chance to deal with my talents and get those back the way they were. They reset them all because they changed the balances on them, and that doesn't really help you because then you have to try to remember what they were. And you only set them once, so you kind of set it and forget it. But that's fine, I guess. So what I got wrong was I need Warrior of Elune and I need New Moon. That's it. And those are skills I have on my bar, so that's how I know I got them wrong, because I literally couldn't do it. Now, this guy here is, hopefully this unlocks Nomi, a good recipe list, yes. Okay, now they want 5 silver mackerel, and then return the mackerel to him. Okay, I have silver mackerel in my bank, I think. So let's go grab some of that. Right over here. And I think I have, yep, I have 148 silver mackerel. And let's go back over to him. That's why I'm going to miss flight form, because that makes all of this take way longer. And Nomi's silver mackerel. Wait, what's Nomi's silver mackerel? Oh, I have to go get your silver mackerel. They're in the little barrel here. Well, I did not have to go that far at all. I didn't realize you needed your specific fish that have been sitting there instead of mine that have been sitting in my bank. Okay. Start work order.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Oh, it's going good. How are you doing? How do I know?
am doing excellent.
How do I know how long he's going to spend cooking this? Oh, he's done. Perfect. Got me another recipe. Rank 2.
I got me a full-time job interview coming up on Tuesday.
Congratulations. That's exciting. Silver mackerel looks like I've got plenty of things it can still teach me, so let's just go ahead and create a whole bunch of that. I thought this add-on used to tell me what I had in my inventory.
Yeah, it's gonna be to be a runner for the medical supplies for University of Michigan.
Nice. Sounds like it could be an exciting job.
Yeah, I'm really happy. The hours are perfect. It's not too early in the morning. I would be working Monday through Friday, 10:30 to 6:30. Every Monday through Friday, and then optional weekends for bonus pay and stuff like that. So
that's a sweet gig.
And I have been waiting for so long to get out of the job that I'm in currently.
Yeah.
So yeah, they called me today. They're like, "Oh yeah, we got an opening if you're interested." So I'm just like, "Well, I'm like, I'll be able to come in Tuesday for an interview."
I hope that goes great. I need to drop off these het medals.
And the great thing is the base pay, and then they also offer raises, like I think like every 90 days or something.
Oh wow.
So if they offer raises and like my performance is good enough, I think they said that it can go up to like I think they said like $15 to $18 an hour.
Sweet. That's a lot of money here in Texas. I don't know what that is up there.
That's a lot of money here in Michigan, considering the base minimum wage is only like, I think, $10.25.
All right.
Awesome.
But
yeah, I'm super stoked. I cannot wait, because I can't really wait to say or call my company up that I'm at like right now. As soon as I get this job, I cannot wait to call them and be like, "Yeah, I'm putting my 2 weeks in." Because lately, at my current job, they've been doing some real shady stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, because both me and my mom work for the same company, and they basically slashed my hours. They slashed my pay. They slashed my mom's pay. And then I found out that at my store they hired a new person, and I've barely gotten any days out like the past 3 months. I think I might have gotten like at the one job that I work at, I think I might have got like 3 or 4 days out of the last 3 months. Like, it's terrible. That's why, like, I'm just saying, like, this position that I applied for is it's a golden ticket. So
sweet. There we go. So I just bought 2 more PvP sets. I'm really trying to drive this. So there's this add-on in WoW that tracks literally like every item in the game and whether or not you have it. And I've been trying to drive this percentage up. Well, do you have to do anything to prep for the interview?
no, I was talking to my buddies, and actually the funny thing is my one friend that works in the thing, his younger brother is actually going to be my boss if I get hired in. And basically I've known them since I've been like 4 years old. So I've known them for over 26 years.
Yeah. Ignore. Something else is still crashing. It's not.
But yeah, they're really cool. Really cool guys. Stuff like that I like to hang out with. It's sort of like how you and Ryan hang out and stuff like that. So he's like my I want to call them like my co-op couch gaming buddies.
Nice. everything. Send all that on.
But yeah, they asked me if the pay was good, if I'd have an issue with the management, and I'm just like, nope, I have no issue whatsoever.
Alright. That's everything there. So next mission. So, I gotta go plant some seeds somewhere. Yay, the grove is going really nicely. Take this bag of seeds. Well, where? Dream seeds on corpses. I think that's in the Dream Grove. Let's dream walk our way over there. And then hopefully we can plant some seeds. I'd like to get all these. Yeah, I'd like to get all this stuff totally cleared. I don't know. No valid corpses nearby. Well, where would there be corpses?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm really surprised in like out of that recent live letter that we had, that they didn't mention like anything about the bag goodie thing for FanFest. Or do you think they're gonna announce that like at something that's gonna be like a little bit closer to it?
Yeah, I think it'll be closer. I think right now it's a bad time to wave in the air that there are people who are going get something that other people don't, and people are still so sensitive about not getting tickets.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. But yeah, I'm not sure if Brian told you, but I'm gonna be showing up there.
Sweet.
FanFest.
Did you get tickets?
Yeah, I got my ticket. Got my
Awesome.
ticket like right as soon as the thing went up.
It'll be my first one. I don't really know what to expect.
Oh, same here. It's my first one too. So
Brian and I have a video up. Going up to probably tonight about kind of. It talks about a little bit about, because we shot it right after the live letter, but we've had so many videos going live that I haven't posted it yet. And hey, it's basically saying, like, it basically talks a little bit about what they ended up saying kind of happened, and so that's kind of a negative start, and then we go into like what my expectations are, because I didn't really know. Go. I have to just keep. So the problem is, there was this event where you had to kill everything. Then they gave me this quest, but I was in the middle of other things, and so all those corpses are gone. And now they want me to plant these seeds at 100 corpses, and so I have to manually like kill all these critters and stuff. Go. It's gonna make this take a lot longer. I don't even think this stuff really drops loot. Probably because they don't want people doing this. I mean, it's technically a beast, so I would think it could drop, I don't know, meat. Maybe something related to skinning or something as a rare drop. No valid corpses. There's nothing else to kill here. I killed literally everything.
I'm gonna go back to the Eureka thing.
Alright. So the goal here is to kill lots and lots of little dream seeds. Things that can plant seeds in, so the cycle continues. So the objective here is to... I think I can kill this critter, and that'll count. Yes, so critters count. So it's literally, it's not even about tab targeting, it's about just looking for anything moving and manually targeting it. Because these count. This is ridiculous. I'm sure this would have been easier if I'd done it at the time. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think that, you know, it's pulling from the number of corpses. go. That's what I get. Now I have to do this the nice and slow way. So we'll jump over and do this. And yeah, that's it. I'm having trouble. Basically, that's lesson learned here. Do your quests all at once. The problem is every quest gives you like a rabbit hole, so like your whole quest log, like there's, if you're working on one quest, you're inherently not working on another, because a quest giver will give you like 2 or 3, and those will branch and branch and branch. So you get distracted. There we go. It's one of those like, what do you do at level cap type questions. I mean, there's so much. The answer is, what do you want to do? And go and kill that guy. This is awful. I'm sure I look ridiculous, just this druid running around in this area blasting critters. What a waste of time. If the creatures would respawn, that would help. Because you can put 2 in a creature. Yeah, I don't see anything respawning. It's a very slow respawn rate. Once again, they probably don't expect people to run around killing all this stuff. Not a great plan as far as quest design goes. Because there's just no way to reset this. There's not like a bunch of corpses that just stay here until I complete this quest. Ridiculous. Because the corpses were from the last quest, so you would have had to do it right then. Wow, I am just stuck. Okay. Okay. Is there good music in this area? System, sound, music.
Hey Chris, any idea when you unlock a mount? And
No.
Yeah.
17. 17.
Okay, I got 2 more levels to go.
17, yeah, you need all your magic set up to that point as well.
So if you haven't been doing the quests, you're like 3 or 4 quests deep at that point. It's very soothing music for me running around blasting innocent critters.
Is there any place for me to reforge my secondary stats in WoW?
They don't really do that anymore. I don't think. I thought they took that out. It used to be done at those vendors, like in the Pandaria type vendors. But I think they've gotten away from that. I'm not sure. You can do it, like, I know there's still enchanting and, you know, there's still, like, things you can attach to gear. They used to have those, what are they called? Not transmogrifiers, but, there used to be a vendor for that, like back in Pandaria time. For reforging was what it was called. So if you're going to Google anything, that's what it was called. Reforging. And it was just like in Diablo 3, where you'd send it through and you'd see what you could get back out. There's plenty of calculators online that told you whether or not you should be doing it. Everything's respawning, that's helping. Alright, that's all dead. 36, third of the way there. So I'll have to go through this entire process one more time. Ridiculous. Who came up with this? This is awful. I don't know what their plan was. Got it. And let's see, then I click on the little button here. Oh, that should have been a third. There should have been a third. Give me my third. Only got 2 for killing 3 things. Oh, now the music is more ominous. They're figuring out that I'm just murdering all the innocent creatures. Yeah, they figured it out. The cycle continues. I assume this is important. I assume this is going to carry me through something. I don't know. I don't see anything about that. Appearances. I do want to see. I've still got all that stuff to do. How am I doing on PvP badges? I think I spent them all. Yep. Oop. There's a little bunny rabbit that I guess has to die so that we can bring it back to life. For the sake of peace. And we'll grab that. Just gonna keep on murdering things. See how much I can knock out of this. Ideally, so I do have to win one more battleground today, so I guess I could go ahead and queue for that now. So let's do a battleground, random battleground. I have to win it, so if I don't win this one, I have to queue again. Otherwise, I was pretty done with battlegrounds after this morning. Like, I had a lot of fun doing it, but we were just getting beat too much over, like, silly stuff, because I guess this late in the expansion, like, all the veteran players aren't there to offer direction and guidance, and so you have a bunch of people that just kind of do whatever they want, and, you know, they won a game earlier today, so they feel that justifies, like, whatever behavior they've been doing, so, like, they don't help each other, they don't work together. No valid corpses nearby. And it looks like the wait time is up around 7 minutes, which is weird, because it was 3 minutes earlier in the day. So I don't know what drives that. I think that's every... Oh, nope. Might be a snail over here. We found a snail that was silly enough to be alive in this peaceful, peaceful place. Wait, what is this? Can I run through here? Are there things to murder in here? No, there's not. It's just some weird alternate zone. I think you're supposed to go through the portal to get in here. Alright. Well, then we'll go back to killing bunny rabbits and snails and... Well, that one didn't even take a seed. I just killed it for no reason. Sorry, man. I didn't want to kill the bunny. Let's see if this snail gives us better luck. Will you take a seed? Yeah. 47. Another snail thinks it's being sneaky behind the rock. Doesn't stand a chance. This is so ridiculous. I know that's not the way this quest was meant to be done. But it's the way you have to do it now. You think you can trick me by sitting still? I think not. I know you're alive. I don't see anything hiding from me back here. We'll just keep working our way. You know, keeping the edge of the map on our right. We're looking for any little snail or bunny that thinks it's sneaky enough to get away. Oh, some little puppies playing with each other. Beautiful. Shoot them with a fireball. Plant some seeds in their corpses. Thought I saw some movement. Nope. Oh, we're getting some respawning. We'll rain fire from the stars down on these guys. It's what they get for being alive in a peaceful place. Plant some stuff in their corpses. Blow down the bunny rabbit. This is just so messed up. So what happened was I had a quest that had me kill all these like evil things in this area, and then I had another quest, or I had to get off for the night or something like that, and so I left. And then the next quest is like, hey, very cool. You know what would make all those evil things corpses like help recover the damage they did to this area is if you planted these beautiful seeds in them. But if you log off, all those corpses despawn, and so then you have to make fresh corpses to help recover the peacefulness of this area, which means you have to kill peaceful life so that you can plant seeds in it in hopes to bring peace back to this area, which is just ridiculous. Feels like an oversight. I think they could have generated like fake corpse, you know. What's up, Mike? I'm murdering every peaceful little Fantasia type creature that thinks it can call Druid area home. So, you'd think they could have generated like fake corpses for me of the evil things, just in case such an event type happens. Ah, the snail's in front of the rock this time. I see you. You're dead. And looks like these guys are respawning again. Some wolves. Might be a pup there. Light these guys on fire. Alright. 64. Their lucky shamans aren't here? Well, why would shamans be bad? Yeah, I guess I could plant seeds in shamans. Like, I don't know if you've leveled a druid, but there's like a bunch of evil tentacles that come in and try to spread that like black and purple like tainted stuff all over this this area, and you kill them in a previous quest. But then like I logged off, and so all their corpses despawned. And then the very next quest is like plant seeds in all the black tentacle things' corpses. So now there are no corpses to plant, so I have to make corpses. Well, the only thing in the area to kill is like critters. I mean, it's fine. It's working. It's not quick. There were so many corpses from before. This would have been like a 3-second quest. Instead, this has turned into like a 10-minute ordeal. So it's cute for PvP, actually. I've been waiting 6 minutes Let's see. Oh. Kill the rabbit first. Plant the seed in its corpse. Join the battle. Silver Shard Mines. So, I get 10 PvP medals if I win one more match today. So we're gonna PvP until we win one more match, and then I'm really gonna be done for the day. I can be perfectly content being done for the day. Nobody ever seems to go left, so I think we're gonna go left. 2 minutes. There's 2 healers, so ideally the other healer goes right. That would be ideal. Come on, Ravenlord. Claw the fence down. Dun 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 dun. Oh, by the way, guys. Mike, look at this frame rate. Ah. North of 50. So what I did is I went into System and I went to Graphics and I turned my resolution scale down. Because I play in windowed mode, I already, that's still larger than the screen I play on. Because I shrink it down. And then I dropped everything else to recommended. So whatever the recommended statement at the bottom is, I dropped it to that.
Hey guys.
And just like that.
Hey.
Back up in the 50s.
Not much, dude. Just enjoying a plum.
Sweet. I am, oh, if it's not the active application, it pegs itself at 30. Alright. 48. You unsubscribed because you're going to Guild Wars, right? You unsubscribed the month before the expansion? Had you bought the expansion? Why are both healers going to that one? That doesn't make any sense. Alright. Let's go north. Come on, somebody come with me. Come with me. We always pick fights we can't win. Like, that doesn't make any sense as a team. I'm gonna die. Like, we're gonna fight over this, but there's like one guy defending that. And then we're all gonna sit here and defend the thing that's already ours. Like, they couldn't get down there and cap it fast enough. It's impossible. Just let it go. I'm gonna be lucky to win one more match today. Like, Horde has been playing like utter junk.
Does it match against like a preformed teams? Like, how's that set up?
No, I'm just in random like quick queue right now. There are rated battlegrounds, if that's the sort of pressure you like to be in. Come on, guys, let me out. And we're dead.
Yep, Brian, I might have a lead on a full-time job.
That's excellent news, dude.
Ridiculous.
Yep, I'm going to be working at the University of Michigan.
Well, I hope you get it, Clink. That'd be great.
I don't foresee how I'm not going to get it. Like, I know the guy who does the hiring.
Well, that's great, dude.
And he knows I need a good full-time job because I just, like, my work is literally just screwed me over for, like, the current job that I have just literally has screwed me over for, like, the past 3 months.
Yeah, I know you've been really kind of struggling with your current job, and then I think you were, like, also looking for secondary work, and, you know, it's just, yeah.
Yep, so, yeah, it's going to be full-time, 40-plus hours a week.
There we go.
And all I basically do is clean, sanitize, and bring stuff to the medical rooms.
Nice. We'll keep it up to date.
Yep,
Guess nobody else wants to cap this.
Yeah, I got
It's
my.
so weird that I'm the only one playing this. They're just
I got
fighting
my
in the middle.
interview on Tuesday.
Interview this Tuesday?
Yep.
Alright, we'll go stealth.
Because they're just looking for anybody to like do the job, and they pay better than what my current job pays.
Well, and they can also give you
benefits.
the benefit of like set hours, as opposed to
Yep.
you know, oh, we can only give you 20 hours.
And the hours are perfect too, because I work from 10:30 a.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So basically, that's like 9:30 to 5:30 your guys' time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, got ourselves another cart. Nope. Anybody? 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 Anybody want to help me take this? No, the rogue's just gonna stay stealth while your healer gets utterly ganked. Thank you for that. It's a very cool story.
Well, legendary. I'm planning on getting up early and playing.
Gosh.
Andy's over here making noise. The so I'm my hope is that I can get up around 5 or 5:30 and go Central Time. So based off of I got kind of a meeting at 10, so I was basically thinking I'd play until about 8:30. So then Central Time and stream it. So yeah, I think Chris is gonna be streaming a fun game on YouTube. So I'll be on Twitch with some GW2.
Doesn't look like they're
Yeah, I
gonna fight us
just
for that
got
one.
level 15 in Eureka. 5
Nice,
more
man.
levels.
Yeah, you're making heck of good progress. Be right back. I need to go wash my hands. Those plums are delicious, but also messy.
We are literally not defending this. I have no idea what's going on today. Like, people just forgot how to play the game type. Like, they're just duking it out in the middle. Well, our team is. Their team is actually hosting the mid and getting all the points. Well, I would like to do more healing, but I have yet to have allies actually want to fight for a cart. I mean, they'll fight to take initial control of the cart, but they won't take control at the end, and that's the only place that the points matter, you know? So I guess we'd rather just try to get a few honorable kills.
I have returned. I love wireless headphones too, because I was able to like just listen in the whole time.
Yeah, we're gonna fight over that and lose.
I was gonna
because
say,
literally-
Ryan, if you're interested, one of my friends was showed me a link to some person that invented a wireless Bluetooth adapter for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if you're interested, but I can look it up for you in a little bit. Send it you a
Yeah,
link.
I've been hearing. Yeah, that's kind of what people have been really just like hoping for, because it's like I would love to just hook up my my Apple AirBuds or whatever, to the Switch. This is what I'm hearing like other people say, and it's like hopefully that's the case. We haven't actually seen a Switch like system update in a while, and I'm hearing rumors that we're going to have another a Switch, whatever they do, the Direct, Nintendo Direct. I'm hoping that's the case. My one disappointment about Nintendo at this year's E3 was that like I'm really hoping for a Super Mario Maker port. They could call it 2. I don't care, but it's like I want to have a 2D Mario game to play with Maddie. And Donkey Kong is hard as all get out.
Oh yeah,
So
Donkey Kong's like
not a 2D game for her.
Yeah, I was gonna say Donkey Kong's even harder. Is hard for me, and I beat Mario 1 when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah, yeah. Maddie beats like first couple levels on the 3DS, and it was just awesome. I was, as a dad, I was so proud. I was like, oh, this is incredible. You know, so she definitely is getting those skills, but it was just like, yeah, there's like, I think I see people tweeting that like Nintendo's like, oh man, 3DS sales are down and game sales are down. It's like, huh, who would have thought? Everybody wants these games on the Switch. It's like, okay, like, come on, guys, we can make it happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would surprise me if they decide, because even Kimishima said like they don't like really like worry too much, because he said that in the fall that there's supposed to be like a lot more fall lineup that they didn't show at E3.
Right, and I think that from a strategy of also trying to focus in on third party was smart from Nintendo. You don't want to sit here and be like, you know, you don't want to make third party seem like invisible, especially with their previous struggles with third party. But I'm hoping we see that, because we got Mario, Mario Party in October, Pokemon in November, Smash in December. Man, if they sit here and be like, drop Mario Maker on us, or like, it's like they have so many like these great, you know, it's like, just give me some Mario, 2D Mario. Obviously, with I guess the classics probably will suffice with some of that, but I like some of the newer stuff too.
This is so intense.
Brian, we gotta make sure we raise them right, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I got enough Arcanite to get a new piece. Yay.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike. So don't stress about like what time. Like, I'm gonna be playing for a few hours, so I have to relearn a lot. It's been a while. Also, it's mouse and keyboard, so that's why I was like, I'll do it one day a week. And then hopefully, if it's fun enough that I cover it on the channel, it's really with the purpose of just getting ArenaNet's attention to be like, yo, I want a controller for support.
Like, I can probably see it happening. I haven't played Guild Wars much myself, but I know they really limit the amount of skills you can have at one time.
Yeah, they do. Like, literally, like, you take the Final Fantasy, kind of setup. However, you don't need all this double cross-off bar, expanded cross-off bar stuff, because it's like the skill things are done. So literally, it's like hold it, like they can have it to where you hold your trigger, and then yes, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start, whatever, Konami code. Allows you to use your abilities, and then you unhold it, and then it's like, then you have your select and stuff like that. Use the D-pad to target. It's such a great system. I think it'd work perfectly with Guild Wars. I would love that very, very much.
See, the funny thing about the whole controller thing is I've been a console gamer the majority of my life, and when I started getting into PC gaming, I was having a hard time learning, mouse and keyboard. But then you kind of have to force yourself to play it, or else you're not going to get it. You're not going to learn it.
Right. I hear you. Like, essentially, like, while I play 14, like on the PC, like, I like the lean back kind of method that I play and enjoy 14 in, as opposed to the keyboard and mouse, in which, like, right now as I'm coding and building out these data dictionaries and such, like, that's my work posture, and I want to, when I play games, I don't want to be reminded of how I feel during a typical 8 to 10 hour workday.
Oh no, I totally get it, because I will say Final Fantasy 14 feels amazing on the controller. You know what I'm saying? Like, that game, they did a heck of a job doing it.
It's like they nailed it. Like, I don't think I could imagine a better system, and that's where I'm like,
you could have more buttons.
Okay, guys, what's up?
You could have more buttons, extra cross rolls. That'd really help you out.
Like on a controller, more buttons on a controller.
No, I'm just saying, they're adding more buttons back into the game, so that's the opposite direction.
Oh yes. Well, yeah, they're definitely adding more skills.
That's not good for controller players.
The whole skill system. Let me go on a mini rant, please. The whole skill system naming convention and all that really needs kind of some redesign. Namely, and this comes back to kind of a point I made a few times, the naming convention of abilities, they need to get on the same page. I think spells that are single target should be like Fire 1 and Fire 2 and Fire 3, and spells that are multi-target should add into the AGA, piece to help communicate what is AoE and what is single target. Right now, they're all over the thing. Even if they were, I'd be better with it if they, like, let's say all the even numbered spells were AoE and the single target spells were odd. Like, that could essentially be fine, but it's not even that way across all jobs. It's just really weird. And that's where I was like, okay, guys, let's get together. Let's think about like how this is functioning, and let's get it fixed.
Are they numbered like that in Japan? Is it a translation issue?
In Japan, I think they use the AGAs and stuff like that. Like, I think that's kind of how it
came over. So it's the localization team that dropped the ball.
It's possible. I think they even built it into the quote-unquote lore. Like, oh, there was a council on how they should name this, and then they decided on 1, 2, 3, 4.
The council was wrong.
Yeah, it's like, okay, and then can we convene a new council?
To go back to the ancient names from previous parallel universes that were also numbered by Final Fantasy games. Alright.
Yeah, I'm motivated. I'm going to go make a post on the open.
Out.
Oh, Chris, did you see that they have, for the Fan Fest, they're going to allow for pre-orders of the merchandise?
Oh, good.
Yeah, that should hopefully fix the merchandising issue, so we can actually pick out what we want, and then be able to just pick it up and not have to sit here and stress about it.
When are they putting the book up for sale for those people?
More details to come soon.
Probably part 2 of the live letter. Right?
Maybe they've got it sometime before November.
So probably last week of August.
Maybe they could bundle the next live letter with the 5-year thing, or they could wait till September.
So if patch is mid-September and 4.36 is August 7th, doesn't that put the live letter in the back half of August?
In theory.
I mean, you have much more experience tracking these things than I do as far as counting the weeks, but...
Well, the second half of August would actually probably make a little bit more sense anyways. Because they're going to have something to cover after they get done with the show for like 4.4 and the 3 point, or not 3 point, but the next part of Eureka. Because that launches, I think, sometime in August, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think he just cast, like, I thought it was like Solar Beam or something. I don't know what to tell these guys.
How do you spell council? Like if a council of people...
COUNCIL, I think.
I think it's COUNCIL. That looks right.
Yeah.
Good. You guys fixed it for me. I was spelling it console, so this will be a lot easier for them to understand.
Yeah, is that just your dyslexia kicking in?
I don't think it kicks off.
I don't know.
Like it's pretty rough, dude.
I don't know. I've only met one other person with dyslexia, even then it didn't really hang out because she was just my classmate.
It has been something that you kind of learn to live with, but it was pretty funny because I was like,
my sister's
yeah,
dyslexic.
I know going into Samurai and Ninja, this is gonna be rough. So somebody actually recommended an interesting anime, so I'm gonna go see if I can't check it out because it's like I just need to hear it repeated over and over again. I need an audio. People will be like, "Here's the pronunciation spelled out." I go, and like that just like I know how to read pronunciations. This looks like a bunch of gibberish.
What anime did he suggest?
I'll have to go look up the comment. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can help you with pronunciations because I do tend to watch a lot of anime.
Well, that's actually good to know. What I need to do is just send you like the pictures of all the skill names, and then you just make audio files, and then I'll just listen to it on repeat until I can. Because the other problem is that sometimes I say things so wrong for years. Like I used to call chocobos chibobos, and I called I called them chibobos until I was in college, and then somebody was like, "There's not a second D." I go, "What?" So, and then it took a while for me to break that habit.
Oh, thank goodness. Achievement earned. Roster of champions. That was a ton of work for that. Oh my goodness.
Why do I feel so cruel killing world mobs with a fairy warrior?
There was a video I think Chemistral put in, I don't know, I feel like it was in Discord somewhere, it's like what your WoW race is. It's on YouTube. Like how your WoW class like describes who you are. And the warrior one is so funny. Alright. To 900. Oh, needs more followers. What's going on, Taunted? Alright. Pick those guys up. Back down we go. How do I get that guy to fall off? 80%. You have too many active followers. Oh, okay. Well then I guess you are going to be deactivated. Yeah, see ya. Sorry. How do I... what? Reload UI. It's been getting hung up on things lately, and I don't know if that's add-ons triggering it, or what's buggy, what's not. You just gotta refresh the UI from time to time. Alright, next is a call to battle. That is back in Dalaran, so we will hearth.
Hey Brian, do you drive a lot by any chance?
I used to, but we ended up moving out of Denton and into the greater DFW area. And so to be close to work, because I used to have an hour commute one way, so it's been like 2 hours a day in the car. However, since I decided to start my own business, I've been doing that for over a year now. I work from home, so no.
Well, good stuff on the working from home. That's something we all just want to do eventually. You know?
It's there is like a challenge. Like my dad can't do it. Like he's like I just can't do that. You know, and it's like okay, that's fine. For me, I'm able to get a lot done. Actually, a lot more than when I was in an office. But it's you gotta, you know, some people struggle with it. Some people actually benefit from it. So I don't think there's no, you know, I don't know.
The reason why I bring it up is if you're using Android or Apple, I want to say Apple has it. There's a program or an app called Innovate. Learn 34 languages. Just type in Innovate in your app store.
Okay.
And you can actually listen to a Japanese podcast that teaches English speakers how to speak Japanese.
Ooh. Okay.
There was a point in time when I had some time on my hands where I was trying to learn Japanese. But then I got to the point where I was learning the katakana and hiragana, and it got really time consuming. So I had to put it on the back burner, and I haven't been able to do it as much as I would like to. But that helped me quite a bit because there was basically an English teacher and a Japanese English and Japanese teacher, like language teacher, and they actually break down common, you know, phrases, and it's basically to teach you to survive in Japan as an American on a visit, on a trip. It's really interesting. Check it out if you actually want to actually learn how to pronounce and how they pronounce their words and stuff.
Yeah, so it's called Innovate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah, because it's one of the things that, especially as somebody who studied game development and who loves obviously Japanese games It would be so beneficial if one of us, Chris or I, spoke Japanese.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, don't lie, Brian. You know you just want to learn the Japanese just for you can go buy the PSO2 port for Switch.
Well, that is true. Yeah. I've often thought, like, who could replace Yoshi P? And the only answer that I truly come up with, in all honesty and non-humility, is myself. You know, and it's like, you know, when it comes down to like passion and, you know, he describes all these things, and it's like, if I spoke Japanese, I'd apply. My mother-in-law would murder me, but.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, it's like I studied game. Like the one thing that pushed me out of doing and building games professionally was Halo 2. The documentary they released on that, I looked at it and I go, no, I'm not. I can't do that. I wasn't dating anybody at the time, and I knew I was like, I feel like that I want to have a family, and I was like, that does not look like. I don't know any woman who would support me disappearing for 9 months while she takes care of the kids.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, because at first, like the whole documentary, I was like, this is great. This is what I want to go into. I was taking, you know, the game design classes. We're building out little games. It's, you know, I love it, passionate about it. And I'm watching the documentary, and they're like, oh man, they're all having a party, all the families there. And then it's like, and then they went inside the building and didn't come out for 10 months to finish Halo 2. I go, what? Oh man, it's a horrible crunch mode there. Like, no, I'm good. I hear that the industry's gotten better, but still, I was just like, oh.
Yeah, that's hard work there.
That I definitely agree with.
So what do you think about all the people that are wanting the Octopath to come to PS4?
No way. It won't happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either.
These are the same people that told us to be quiet when we said they should want crossplay for Fortnite. Sorry,
wow. Yeah,
the other shoe dropped.
Well, in this case, though, it's
you have the better system. Enjoy your non-Octopath.
I think console exclusives are silly. I think it should go to PlayStation and everyone. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't.
But it won't.
Well, right, because
Nintendo's the publisher, and Square Enix designed a team solely for the purpose of the Nintendo Switch that developed Octopath Traveler. So there is a 0% chance it goes over.
And now that team is a whole division.
Bravely.
And now that team is a whole division dedicated to the Switch. A whole division of Square Enix. That in and of itself makes me so excited to be a Switch owner. I think all Switch owners who like, honestly, I think what we're going to see is the Switch overtake the SNES as the golden age of JRPGs. Even today, people talk about the SNES as the golden era for JRPGs, and what Octopath shows us, and hopefully it shows Square, and it shows all the, you know, like, I love that if Atlas brought Dragon's Crown to Switch, but I mean that they're a third party in that case. That's up to them. You know, there's so many, like,
they might. I mean, look at how many popular Atlas games are actually coming to Switch. I mean, Atlas actually is in correspondence with Nintendo for the for some of the Shin Megami Tensei games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also they did the Fire Emblem crossover game. Fire Emblem, basically Persona, which was Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Man, if Switch got Persona, man, that'd be crazy.
I don't know when they're supposed to announce it, but I do know that said that they were working on a Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Well, that'd be cool.
And then they technically do, basically, you know how you said you would want Persona? Like, all they would have to do is just basically port over Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and that's basically Persona. Like, in every ounce of the name of that game is basically Persona with Fire Emblem. And a like a Grandia 2 style battle system.
I mean, at the end of the day, the way I feel is if it's not published by the actual game developer, it should come out on all systems if it's able to be ran on it. You know what I'm saying? And cross, you know, like on this whole Fortnite thing where people are complaining, I haven't had an Xbox since the first like wave of Xbox One, and I would love to have a Switch. And at the end of the day, if Fortnite is out on all 3 consoles, we should all be able to play together. There's no reason why, for God's sakes, Switch can run Fortnite. So obviously it's not a technical problem. So why not? You know what I'm saying? And there's no reason why we should have people defending Sony saying, "Hey, look."
Well,
they don't want to play nice with everybody else, and now that very same group of people has a game come out that is selling so well that Amazon can't keep hard copies around, and they're like, well, what about us? Well, what about you? You have this amazing... I don't know, I just feel like Sony's made its bed, and they had a terrible E3 presentation, and it just... This is the other shoe dropping, and then what's going to happen is they're going to roll to second fiddle with the next generation, and then Xbox is going to say, we changed our mind, we don't want to play nice.
And if Xbox does that, we will absolutely fight against Xbox for doing that. I don't think they will, because I trust what Phil Spencer has done, and Phil Spencer wasn't in charge when, you know, all the 2013. Like, that's why I want Sony to be strong, and I want Xbox to be strong, because it keeps them, the other company, from doing stupid stuff. When Xbox was doing stupid stuff, guess what? Sony was right there to say, hey, we're listening. And now Sony's doing the same kind of thing. And Xbox is and Nintendo are picking up the ball. And this, I think, is absolutely their $600 PS3 moment, in which that they're just tone deaf to what is good for players. And I get it. Like, you know, people talk about, like, you know, they've had an amazing, you know, first party games year.
Sure.
And I'm happy for them. However, I want them to keep being successful, because I think when all 3 console manufacturers are strong, us as gamers win. And I think crossplay is that. People say that, well, the consoles didn't launch with crossplay, why is it an issue now? And it's like, it's an issue now because the technology is advanced far enough that it shouldn't matter where we choose to play. And I will still continue to support first party making an exclusive game for their platform. I do want that practice to go away at some point as well, because it's, who cares?
The purpose of that practice is not what it's become. So what it's become is we bought a studio that we like, and we're going to keep it to ourselves. But the purpose of that practice in modern gaming, in my opinion, is a chance to show that the PlayStation and the Xbox can't. So to design a game that really focuses on those elements, right? Like the Wii had all that motion to it. So saying that Wii Sports should go to the Xbox and the PlayStation is ridiculous. Like, it's not for that. So if you want to design a game... PS3 was that way. PS3 was this huge leap forward in graphics capabilities, and so they had games that were meant to run at a level of beauty that the Xbox at the time couldn't keep up with. That makes sense to me why that's exclusive. So I don't think that practice will go away. But the issue should be a hardware issue.
Right. I like what Phil Spencer said. He said the goal of our first parties is to showcase our hardware, and that's it. Like that you know, just pretty much echoing just what you said, Chris. And then third party, like with Fortnite, like, yeah, why we should all be able to play together, regardless of our platform. In fact, I think when we do have true crossplay, outside of, like, we take first party off the table, but third party, when we do have true crossplay, it empowers the developers. It keeps these artificial divides in the community, gets rid of them, and what it does is it forces both. We'll just see Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to compete on a whole different level. Rather than holding us hostage, they have to say why we're better. Like, why would you have an Xbox? Well, the service is better, or it's a better price. Or why would you be on PlayStation? Well, they offer better services, they offer a better price, they offer better infrastructure. Or Nintendo, well, they offer better, you know, it's that they are now competing, you know, kind of in that free market, thus allowing us to sit here and say, well, I'm going to play, instead of having to sit here and worry that, like, oh, Chris, you're on PlayStation and I'm on Xbox, we're friends, but now, you know, and it's like, I think Chris and I are both in a great position. We can afford more than one console. I'm console agnostic. However, not everybody has that privilege, especially when you look at, like, kids, like, hey, like, let's take Clink as an example of somebody who's trying to find full-time, secure work, dependable hours, and, you know, so he knows what he can make. Like, at some point you're like, well, I can afford maybe one thing, or maybe I can afford two things. and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I found these great group of guys, and now I'm on the outside. We're playing the same game. We're playing the same game, but we can't play together because some artificial wall that has been that was even, it's like, it's not a technical issue. Fortnite cross-played with Xbox and PlayStation for 2 weeks before somebody notified PlayStation. So it's like, it's literally them saying they don't value their customers, that they don't think they have the best platform. Because if they did have the best platform, they say, sure, people are going to know and they're going to come to us because we're gamer focused and we deliver the best hardware, the best software, the best etc. And that's really, I think, that's where it gets me. That's where I get frustrated / rant.
I mean, well, Sony's so insecure. Well, that's how it comes off to me, at least. It comes off as they're insecure.
You're right.
I don't think they realize how good their actual first-party games are. Like, let your first parties do your muscle. Like that's Sony's muscle. I didn't buy a PS4 for freaking Fortnite. I bought a PS4 for Bloodborne because I'm a die-hard Souls fan. That's why I bought it, and that's fine. But this whole like Sony, like they played off of Microsoft's failure last, in the beginning of the generation, and they're scared because Xbox is still a competitor. Like they can hang, and Sony is just relying on the fact that they capitalize on it and they're not going to let it go. They're going to pigeonhole everyone, and what's going to end up happening is like a person like me is going to go play Xbox because none of my friends are playing the PS4 anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. It's such a short-term strategy. It's such a, like you said it right. I think it is built in insecurity and not leadership. It's not forward thinking because the industry is moving this direction. And there are other problems. Like people, like when I talked about this, people are like, there are other issues within gaming that we need to address. And I go, I agree. However, momentum is here. Sony has said that they're trying to figure it out, but it's been almost a month since they've opened their mouth. And it's like people are growing frustrated and impatient, and then they're moving. Like when you look at Greg Miller, and he's like, I'm playing on Xbox and Switch now, and he's such a huge PlayStation guy. He's a big fan of it, and there's nothing wrong with liking a console. There's nothing wrong with having a quote-unquote team. I think the console wars are fun when it brings out the best in us. But that being set aside, when he's sitting here going like, "What are you doing?" It's like this isn't. You're not helping it. It's the biggest game in the world, and ideally, more developers are going to keep pushing for it. And so essentially what I think the tipping point, besides us keep pushing at Sony and making our voices heard that this is not acceptable anymore, it's also that developers, like if I don't think that Todd Howard's going to do it, but if he was like, well, I guess Fallout 76 isn't coming to PlayStation because we're going to be cross-playing over here, that in and of itself would just...
He did come out and say that the reason it's not cross-play is Sony's fault.
Mm-hmm. I wish
he just outright blamed him, and like, what can they do? They can say, you shouldn't have said that. All right, then we won't come to you. Like, fine. He's been really ballsy in his public statements lately.
Well, he gets it because from a crossplay is gamer and developer focused. It's not platform focused. Like if Microsoft was doing this crap, they'd be just like it's not me versus Sony, me versus it's like if Microsoft was doing it and they did it and I was against it then, and so they've since rectified that problem.
Did you hear what he said when asked why all his games are Skyrim ports?
I was just going to bring that up. I was laughing.
Stop buying
He's like, just stop buying it.
All of our games have stuff in common with Skyrim because billions of people seem to like it. As long as you guys think it's fun, we're going to keep doing it. We think it's fun.
Yeah. Excuse me. But I wish that, especially to talk about Warframe. So it's like Warframe is such a good game, and it's just where like whenever the channel becomes retired again, and I have like all kinds of time to play video games, that's definitely one that I hope is still around, because the one thing I wish that I'd see from developers, that say they support crossplay, is if Sony doesn't want to play nice, do what Fortnite did and say, fine, everybody else has it. You can crossplay with Switch, you can crossplay with Xbox. Who cares? Here's where it's at, and then like same thing with Fallout 76. If he's saying that crossplay isn't happening because of Sony, well, just enable crossplay for everybody else. and then that way Sony is still left off in their own sandbox. And if PlayStation owners are fine with that, then that's fine. Then, like, if Sony's going to say, we're listening to our PlayStation owners, and they say they don't want crossplay, well, then they can keep having their sandbox, and it's just going to get smaller over time.
Yeah, but, I mean, if I'm between 3 consoles, and my friends are divided in some fraction across the 3, and I can play with 2/3 of those groups, no matter what the sizes are, by just not picking the third console, that seems like an obvious choice to me. You know, like, I have friends on Switch, I have friends on Xbox, I have friends on PlayStation. PlayStation's the only one not playing nice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a shame. I'm glad that I didn't play. I didn't link my Warframe account to my PS4 version. Yeah. Because if I would have did all that work on my PS4 and then wanted to go play on the PC because I got a better PC, I would have been pissed, because you know, all the time Warframe's a very grindy game. Like, you spend time on this game. So if I were to link my, you know, play my account and oh yes, now I got a PC, now I go play on the PC. Just so you guys know, you can't play your PS4 account on the PC version. So yeah, I would have been upset if I couldn't play my account that I started on the PS4 on the PC.
Yeah, no joke, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it a Warframe coming to Switch too?
It is. It is, and they're investigating crossplay. First they said no, and then they said they're looking into it.
Their official statement was, "We can't make it a reality at this time, but we are interested in it." Reality was the word. So there's a technical something stopping them.
That's where they started, Chris. They have since increased the language, saying that they're actively investigating if it's going to be something they can deliver. And there's a couple of ways that they can do crossplay. And I think if it is true crossplay where you're on Xbox and I'm on Switch, that's cool. And I would love that. But at a bare minimum, I like the concept of cross progression as well, where, okay, maybe I don't play with Xbox players and maybe I play with Switch players, etc. But my account, my characters, like I can log in, like just like I do with Final Fantasy. I can log in on Xbox, PC. I can log in on PlayStation. It's my character. I'm not sitting here having a different account for each system, and I can pick up my guy and move and continue on. And if they get that at a minimum, that's exactly that. Then I'm definitely. I mean, Warframe shoots up in my ability to play it, because right now, what do I play? I play a ton of Fortnite. Why? Because I can kick back, play on my Switch, and if I really want to jump on the Xbox, I can. So if I was going to stream it, or if we're going to play it on a game night, I would play on Xbox for the preferred, you know, experience. But if I'm just kicking back like I typically do when the kids go to bed, yeah, I'm going to play on my Switch, you know, because that's just way more convenient.
Oh yeah, you have a valid point there.
I mean, so like, what gets me, like I tweeted it out, but what gets me back into Warframe like really hardcore is knowing that my investment playing on the Xbox pays off when it comes out for Switch. I mean, they haven't been able to answer that, so for me, I'm just like, let me know.
I think one of the biggest technical difficulties for Warframe is the PC is like 3 or 4 patches ahead of the console versions, so.
That is a physical challenge, but if they went and they just said console versions are in sync, Xbox, Switch, there you go. And then yeah, it's out over here on PlayStation, but again, they can be in their own sandbox. I wish I want more developers who support crossplay to go ahead and embrace it, especially as games come out on Switch, to say, cool, all right, Sony, balls in your court. Everybody's having fun over here.
Well, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's better for the gaming industry as a whole. Because if these, you know, like Bethesda making these glitchy games, but if you think about it, some of the best games of last generation were Bethesda games. If that helps them stay in business,
definitely,
you know, keeps them in business making games, why not? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if I have a game I like to play and I like to develop and people want to keep buying it, I'm not changing anything. There's no reason. There's no reason. Leave the innovation
Right.
to the Warframes of the world. Make them keep me honest. Why would I risk my spot on top when I don't have to? You know, the innovations come from the Warframes of the world that have nothing to lose. Once they have something to lose, Warframe will do it too. They'll start to play cautious. They'll start to play defense. Because why would you get to the point where you have all these employees who you're relying on, you know, you're supporting their families, you're providing these great careers, you have this huge fan base. Like, why would you risk all of that when you have a formula that works? You know? They'll settle in. They'll settle into a groove. And it'll be a great groove.
Yeah. Well, that's what we see with the big AAA games, is that from a risk perspective, that's why they keep releasing things that are safe, because you don't want to sit here and spend, you know, $300 million and then come out with nothing, and then you're like, well, we're closing, we're done. But then at the same time, it's like that's kind of where the strength of indie and empowering developers to create, you know, unique and interesting games and listen, you know, and take risks. That's why Nintendo, I think, is actually, despite the fact that I did not like the Wii or the Wii U, why they are, I think, going to be very relevant, you know, for the success of video game industry, because they do take a lot of risks, and the rest of the industry watches them and then adopts what is successful. But I do blame them for the Kinect, you know, all the whole motion, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm so glad we're over that.
Yeah, I agree there. I was never a fan of that.
I don't think anybody was, but they were. Everybody was like, "Oh, look how much the Wii is sold. Let's, you know, we got to bring in motion control." It's like
the only game that I actually like motion control for was on the Wii with was actually Resident Evil 4. And some
yeah,
of
I never played it with
and some of the arcade like Resident Evil games, like they made them into like House of the Dead type games. So that worked out pretty good for that, but that's basically it.
Huh? I never played any of those. I played Resident Evil 4 on my GameCube. And that was
it's basically the same game, but you would aim and shoot with the motion control, like one of those arcade, like the arcade shooter guns.
Rail shooters.
Yeah. No, it wasn't on rails. It was still fully exploratory, but they did have an on-rail version though. Of the Umbrella Chronicles.
I'm loving the success of Octopath though. I mean, when we sit here and break it down, you know, it's that. I think they said in the first week they only apparently printed like off 100,000 physical editions in Japan. So that it's obviously the shortage is the fact that they have no concept that what the market wanted. They were way off. But obviously they knew that they wanted to build this and they invested in it. So I hope that they're able to get more out and people really get to play and dive into that game and get to really enjoy it. Because I think it also helps communicate that, you know, just like with Bravery Default, like, hey, these games are awesome and we want them. So please make them.
Speaking of Warframe, I'm fighting this boss for the first time, and I've been fighting for 30 minutes, and I just now figured out the mechanic. I feel like a dummy.
Nice. No worries, man. I have days like that.
He killed.
This is such a fun dungeon. Watch this, Brian. You gotta ride in a barrel.
You gotta ride in a barrel?
Yeah, and then you can throw fish out. I can throw fish at all the mobs. Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get sucked off the waterfall. Ah, the barrel broke.
Leave it to Chris. Talking about interesting boss mechanics. He's like, ooh, look, I throw a fish. I'm
in a barrel.
Well, that's why, like, I love, and one of the things that it's always kind of give and take is that, for boss mechanics, is that I want Square to focus in on making obviously new and interesting, unique encounters, but they have to get to a position in which that they leverage all their existing content to help make it better. Meaning, make it repeatable, modifiers, and all of that. Like that in and of itself becomes that they can sit here and make, like, they already have the modifier system with Heaven on High, you know, and it's like literally apply that to the dungeons and allow every time you beat the dungeon that everything just scales up in difficulty, and then you go as far as you can, and thus you have, you know, again, it's like you spend all this time making this content, we play through it and we never really see it again. Please make content relevant, make content that's repeatable, and then the way you do it is you have those modifiers, and that changes how it all works. And so when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, heaven on high. Oh, they already have the modifier system. And it's just that they have all these things. They just need to bring them all together and make them work together. Yeah.
I think that's what Final Fantasy XIV really needs, to be honest with you. Because
Yeah.
like when I was leveling for the first time, and I'm seeing all these like fates and all this like interesting stuff I was seeing. And when I got to the end game, my buddies were like, "Hey, Mike, let's go do this." I was like, "Well, what about all these?" He goes, "Oh, there's no point in doing that anymore. We got to do this." It's like, but that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and they just leave it. They, like, you know, the fact is, if you could get a small amount of endgame currency, not enough that would justify, you know, like you'd get more through a dungeon. You know, it's like, okay, let's say every time you do a fate, you get one tombstone. Okay, cool. But it's still like, while I'm waiting in line in queue for a dungeon, I can go do that. I can go help, you know, run some fates and, you know, have a little bit of fun. I don't know. The more I've been thinking about it, the more I literally think that the sub-job system is what Final Fantasy XIV needs. And people even say, "Oh, it's broken." Like everything we've had is broken.
Well,
everything is broken. Like,
well, actually, what I was gonna say is
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
whole sub job thing. Is if you think about it, even if they did that, they could do the sub job thing, and they could actually do like a hybrid job, like
yeah,
like newer jobs, like instead of just like chemists. Like if they wanted to add chemists into the game, you just have alchemist and machinist, and you have both those leveled. You can unlock chemist, and it'd be like a hybrid of the two.
That would take the JRPG grindiness out of the game, though, and they love their grind.
Well, I think about from the grind perspective, because somebody's like, "Oh, you'd have to go level." Let's say you wanted to go Black Mage Sub-Red, you know, for whatever reason. And they're like, "Oh, you have to go level like Red." It's like, well, if they were worried about that, then just allow you to get experience on your sub job, and thus you end up, you know, like, let's say, okay, I want to level up, I want to tank, but I want to level up this DPS Dragoon. I go Warrior Sub Dragoon, and Dragoon gets a little bit of experience. I don't know, like, there's no perfect system, and I think one of the things that, like, when I go and ask the question, people are like, "Oh, it's gonna, you know, that would break the game. It's horribly da 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 da." It's like, so you're saying it's exactly like the system is today. So why do we fight it? Like, I think it's just understood, and they've implemented the sub-job system many different ways throughout the history, and even within like Bravery Default, and even in Octopath Traveler. You know, it's like, so don't feel like, you know, it's like, I just thinking like that would be something that people would be overall excited about. And
11
yes,
had 11 had a good sub-job system.
They did. It was interesting. Obviously, there's a meta that's going to form. Obviously, there's going to be.
Oh yeah,
to do this. I was talking with Chris about it, and I was like, what they need to make sure, the way you balance it isn't sit here and you hamstring everybody, but just give everybody a weakness. So like, okay, you go Warrior Sub-Red. Well, you know, there's a weakness to that. There's something that is always going, you know, like, okay, so you, instead of that way you can have some fun with it. You can end up you know, give Olsen tanks have a battle raise. I don't know, like, you know, it's like you can kind of then decide what works better for you. But it's not an easy answer, and I'm not asking for easy things to be done. I'm just, you know, I haven't been completely satisfied with Stormblood. You know, I love Final Fantasy. You know, I love the new content they create, but maybe I've just been so busy that I really haven't been able to enjoy it the way I enjoyed Heavensward. I just felt like I'm ready for more meat, essentially.
Oh no, I'm the same way. Like Heavensward it caught me more as a fantasy player than the like real life mumbo jumbo that's going on. Like I don't know, like Stormblood felt like it feels more like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel fantasy based.
I'm really excited about where the story's apparently going to go with 3-4. I mean 4-3. 4-4. That's all of a sudden when I started getting interesting. I just Like, okay, like, all right. I just didn't connect with it as that well, and that's okay. Like, it's like people probably didn't like Heaven's Word as much, but Heaven's Word for me was just one of the best stories, one of the best. Like, I love dragons, and so like it just spoke to me as an individual way more than Stormblood has so far.
What are these guys doing?
I was gonna say, was it? I don't know if it's true or not, but I was hearing from some sources saying that the people who did Heaven's Word was the same development team that did Trains of Promethea.
I don't know, maybe.
Because I was like, I sort of noticed a trend. Like, Chains of Promethea was really good, and then the third one was decent, but it really wasn't like anything to write home about. Like in 11, like Promethea, I think had the best storyline out of anything.
Yeah, Promethea had a pretty awesome story.
All right. I think these dungeons are too manable this late in the expansion. I mean, I'm in my DPS spec, and I'm the healer. And my DPS meter's not working, but I know how much DPS I can do, so I was doing into the millions before they patched us.
Are you playing Paladin healer or Druid?
Druid.
Ah.
I'm a boomkin right now.
Because I was gonna say, I know way back in the day, Holy Paladin was something fierce to mess with.
Yeah, I'm in my DPS spec, so I'm really playing kind of their equivalent of Black Mage, and then I just take my limited heals and just use them, and it's more than enough healing to keep this guy up. Keep it moving, keep it moving. I'm sure he appreciates that his healer's standing out in front, DPSing and pulling. And there it is. Got some loot. The loot is junk. Finished my achievement. Easy enough. Leave the instance group. Nice and quick. Nice and easy. To the point. Alright, we finished our Warden's. Man, they're giving Waking Essence out like it's going out of style. It's crazy. Alright. Let's go see where they want me to turn that in. Perfect. Go back. I cleared down to, I only have 2, 4, 6, I don't know. I have less than 10 quests left. That's great news. So, I'm definitely getting close to caught up, trying to get ready for BFA. After I get my quest log cleared, I'd like to work a little on Lore Master for Eastern Kingdoms. I'd also like to finish up my Artifact Fishing Rod. I'd like to work on getting my Honor level up, because I'm interested in seeing what the Honor Prestige system's like, and the only way to do that is to have your Honor capped. So the sooner I can cap my Honor, the sooner I can get into the Prestige system and see what that's all about. Because I didn't really play enough Legion to get into the Prestige system. There we go. Connor, welcome to the YouTubes. Let's jump over...
Welcome, Connor, if you're watching this live.
Mission failed. Ah, that was a risk. Do I not have anybody to send out? Wouldn't that mean I had somebody send out, like, inherently? I want this person, I think, for my out in the world. Ah, we'll do Starfall. Here. Can you be my follower? How do I set one of those? Combat ally. Yes. Oh, you can't just set anybody. Interesting. Well, that's what I want. Alright. My add-on seems to be broken for this. So I guess let's do... There's nothing I want, so let's just feed him experience. 55% chance it is. Perfect. It's actually the only thing I'm interested in. Go ahead and vendor all the things, and I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to get done. So I've got a handful of quests left. I've got to go into a raid. I've got a mythic I need to run. It says I need to pop down to recover the Tears of Elune from Belshara. Well, Belshara is right here. Is that quest marked on my map? Should be. Goddess, watch over me. Doesn't say where that is, so I'll have to look over it. I'll have to look it up when I want to do that. So I think that's it for me, guys. That's it. Really, I just wanted to make sure that my frame rate sat nice and good. I sat north of 40, I think, the entire stream, and I dropped a handful of frames, but I assume that's when I was jacking with everything, because it's been pegged at that for a long time. So I was at 0.6% of the total frames in this entire stream. So I think that BFA might be ironing out. I think that I found out what settings I need to set, and I think that overall the client's getting a lot smoother. So not bad for a couple days into the client being live. Tomorrow, I think Brian is going to go live on some Guild Wars in the morning. We'll kind of talk about that offline, and then I would like to play a little more Game Dev Tycoon, and then I'd love to play a little Final Fantasy and a little WoW, but honestly in both games I feel about equally excited right now. I have some daily tasks to get done, and then I can start cleaning through my backlog of quests I'd like leveled, content I'd like to try. I mean, I'm really in a pretty tame spot right now, so it's a good time to play catch up and maybe try other games. So I may not even get to either MMO tomorrow. It might just be an MMO breather. So thank you all for hanging out, and I will see you guys then.